crypto warriors, changing our world day by day. The way of the crypto warriors, can't rely on the bankers, no way.
Good morning, Bix Weir, roadtoroot.com with your morning horn of Z's, your sip of chaga coffee. For all you private road members at roadtoroot.com website, I have posted an update on the private road in the uncensored section. Just go to your private road and scroll down to uncensored. It's called Private Road Update, September 2022. Yeah, it's all happening now, so go check that out. Silver was about to break free of the grips, up 40 cents, and then it gets monkey hammered. They are waiting for the final. And then after the final, most likely the comics will shut down. You won't know the price of silver a couple months from now. That's part of the game. And part of the transition is to end the derivative silver market. And this is the derivative silver price. I would like to point out, and I'm getting pushback, which is just shocking to me, from gold bugs saying, no, gold's better than silver. You shouldn't swap your gold for silver at over 90 to 1 ratio. That is probably the dumbest thing I've ever heard any gold or silver bug utter. So I went back. I said, okay, let's see how smart that idea is, not to swap all your gold for silver right now, where the price ratio right now is at 94 to 1. And let's look back over, I did the calculation over, you could pick your amount of years, but I did it over 80 years. In the last 80 years, and here is the gold-silver ratio right here for the last 80 years. In the last 80 years, the gold-silver ratio has been over 90 to 1. Check this out. The amount of time the gold-silver ratio has been over 90 to 1 is 0.012% of the time. 0.012. And that comes out to, in the last 80 years, silver has only been over 90 12 months out of 960 months. Any way you slice and dice this, anything over a 90 to 1 ratio is a gift to anybody holding gold. You should swap every single ounce of gold you have for silver. History proves it out, even though, a vast majority of this is 100% rigged and even fixed. This goes back to 1942 when the price of gold was fixed at a ratio. And yes, briefly it went up over in 42 because they set it over. But since free trading supposedly has happened in gold and silver, never. 0.012% of the time is basically never. So anybody hanging on to gold because it is a barbaric relic, has no idea what they're missing out on. Gold should do fine. It'll double or triple. Silver is going to go 90x that. Gold doubles or triples 90 times 2 or 3 or 4. When the world finds out there's massive amounts of physical gold all over the place, all around the world, gold isn't going to continue to go down. But silver in relation to gold, oh my God. Even most of the gold bugs I know, who are staunch gold bugs, all my GATA guys who used to be just gold, are clearly understanding how manipulated and rigged and price suppressed silver is. Anybody in cryptos, if you enjoyed the exciting ride in all these cryptos when they're like going 10x, 20x, 50x, silver is going to blow any crypto gains away, blow them out of the water. And then the last, this is just so obvious now. This gold-silver ratio issue. Seemingly, if you own gold, you understand the monetary value of gold, and you should understand the monetary value of silver. But then also take silver and say, over the last 80 years, how much of the silver has been disposed of? Massive amounts. The calculation, it used to be 60 billion ounces of available silver, and then 90% of that is gone. So you're stuck with 6 billion ounces of silver. And how much gold are they saying, quote, are they saying there is? 6 billion ounces. The ratio today should be 1-to-1. Even if you're just coming out of the ground, silver to gold, it comes out at 7-to-1. 7 ounces of silver for every 1 ounce of gold is the official number. Even Jeffrey Christian could not argue. These are his numbers. These are his numbers. Those are the mainstream numbers. There's no way in history, there's no way Jeffrey Christian would not say, oh my God, silver compared to gold, yes, you should swap all your gold for silver. It's obvious. Obvious. I haven't heard Jeffrey say that because he's in deep shit with his, conning of the silver investor and silver producers. He's trying to get everybody to put hedges on now. That insane little hairless bastard. So yes, only 12 months out of the last 80 years, 12 months out of the last 80 years, out of the last 960 months, has silver been above the 90-to-1 ratio. And the longest duration is 5 months. And I think we're at 2 months right now over the 90-to-1. So come on. It is way past time for you to swap all your gold for silver. Go to your local coin shop, walk in with a couple gold coins. You're going to walk out. You're going to need like a truck to take your silver home if you cash your gold in. Obviously. Now you're going to have to pay some premiums both ways. Maybe get, 90-to-1, 89-to-1. I don't know, but it's going to be a hell of a lot of silver compared to these little tiny gold pieces. And the argument that cracks me up the most is those people who say, well, gold is easier to carry. When you want to carry something that is more useful to you in the future, more undervalued today, when the price of silver goes over the price of gold, which it will, this ratio is going to be at least 1-to-1, but probably 5-to-1 or 10-to-1 with silver being more valuable than gold. Then the opposite is going to be true. Then you're going to be selling your gold for silver because of your argument that it's easier to carry and you can carry more wealth in silver. Why do it when the ratio is 1-to-10 when you can do it when it's 90-to-1? Anyway, if you don't have a local guy you can swap with, call my guy, Andy Scheckman. Send Andy an email, info at milesfranklin.com or andy@milesfranklin.com if you want to go direct to the source. And he'll set you up. And all you do is you mail him your gold, easy to mail, and he mails you all the silver, harder to mail. So make sure you do that quickly because the shit is falling apart. All right. Yesterday I talked about the derivative trades going bad. That was 4 bailouts. Here we have Metal Producers Group warns EU leaders, quote, worsening energy crisis is existential threat to our future. We call on European and national leaders to look at all available options for safeguarding our companies and their future. They shouldn't be having this problem. But the problem is they have gone into the derivative markets and played these crazy, these highly levered side bets. And they are all losing, and they all need to cover with collateral. Huge problem right now with metal producers. That is the desperate plea from 40 CEOs, 40 European CEOs, representing Europe's largest non-ferrous metal producers who are urging emergency EU action to prevent permanent deindustrialization from spiraling electricity and gas prices. In March, as energy prices began their exponential rise after Putin's invasion, always blame Putin, of the Ukraine, exposing Europe's self-defeating green energy policy, the European Federation of Energy Traders, that's who's dying right now. 40 CEOs, and these energy traders don't trade oil and gas and natural gas or energy. What they trade is derivatives, and they're all being destroyed. The European Federation of Energy Traders, a trade body that counts BP, Shell, commodity traders, Vitol, and margin call stricken Trafigura. How many times have we talked about Trafigura? Go to roadtoroot.com, look up Trafigura, Glencore, Mark Rich, and you will understand what's going on right now. Said the industry needed, quote, time-limited emergency liquidity support to ensure that wholesale gas and power markets continue to function. Not to bail them out so they don't go bankrupt, but so that the entire derivative energy complex continues to function. According to the letter, the EFET wants state entities such as the European Investment Bank or central banks such as the European Central Bank or the Bank of England to provide support through lenders to soften the impact of margin calls. Last weekend, we wrote the Swiss and Finland joined Germany and Sweden and Austria in bailing out their energy providers. And while Germany still pretends it can somehow avoid a devastating crisis this winter because besides bailing out Uniper, one of the country's biggest utilities, other European nations and industries are succumbing to what Zoltan Pozsar dubbed the supply chain Minsky moment. Ahead of Friday's emergency summit, wrote to all EU leaders to raise the alarm about Europe's worsening energy crisis and its existential threat to our future. Quote, "We are deeply concerned that the winter ahead could deliver a decisive blow to many of our operations, and we call on the EU and member state lenders to take emergency action to preserve their strategic electricity-intensive industries and prevent permanent job losses." They want bailouts because, remember, these are trading companies. These are trading companies. They want bailouts to save their company, and they're going to blame it on, if I go, you go. That's like the banker bailout. If I go, you go. If you don't bail out the banks, everybody loses everything. That's what these guys are saying. Now, I don't remember them saying, hey, I have massive derivative bets. I want to give it back to you, Mr. Government. I want to give it back to you, the people, all my earnings, my profits from these energy trades. But if I lose, you have to pay. Tails I win, heads you lose, game over. Critically, they warn that, quote, 50% of EU's aluminum and zinc capacity has already been forced offline due to the power crisis. Wait till they say, oh, we're going to make silver trading illegal. Can they do that? Of course they can do. They can do anything they want. The question is, are you going to listen to them? These people are losing control, losing power, and losing influence in the world. Again, these people will not be deciding what our next monetary system is either. There's be no GESRA or NESRA or quantum financial system or XRP. It's all bullshit. How long have I been screaming that? It's all bullshit. Luckily in the U.S., we have something on the books. We got gold and silver as money. Yeah, I don't know the purchasing power of gold. I don't know. I don't know the purchasing power of silver. Nobody knows. Because it's not freely traded. We need freely traded markets. That's what Putin is implementing a freely traded gold system, supposedly, in Russia for countries that they like, India, China, the Far East, most likely. And then a lot of countries around the world will join it because people tend to gravitate towards freely traded markets and run away from the criminal manipulated markets that is currently run by the West. Just to add a little insult to injury, the new Prime Minister, UK Prime Minister Truss plan for consumers only quietly rescues energy traders, provides open-ended bailouts for utilities. This is all part of the socialist game, my friends. Bail everybody out, take control. The government takes control of everything, and you will own nothing and like it. So says Klaus Schwab of the World Economic Forum, which is thousands of people, thousands of deep staters, thousands of people who want to implement socialism to the United States of America and around the world. So yeah, they're looking at pre-announced $400 billion. It's 150 billion, I think. Let's see how much it is. Yes, 150 billion UK energy plan has bailouts for traders and bailouts for electricity companies, all in the name of keeping your power bill low. Because if people get high power bills, they overthrow the government. There's certain things, if the banks collapse, they overthrow the government. High power bills, they overthrow. Basically, anything happens these days, they overthrow the government. The government only has one tool, and that is to pump money. Pump money. Until it's not accepted anymore. And then this is just, Putin said this in a speech on Monday. Europe is buying all the Russian oil it can before banning it. All the Russian oil and gas is going to Europe. All the fertilizer is going to Europe. They're saying, oh, poor countries are going to starve. And Putin's like, all our fertilizer is going backdoor to all the European countries. It's a con. It's a fraud. Putin sees through it. I hope you do too. All right, cryptos, what's going on? Nothing. I think that everybody's waiting for that massive crypto crash instigated by the Exchange Stabilization Fund. Yes, the government is in cryptocurrencies. They are the ones crushing the market. They created an artificial bear market. Again, they've done it each time. The U.S. government and the Treasury were the cause of Mt. Gox originally, buying all these Bitcoin and then pulling it out and destroying the market. Chris Giancarlo, the head of the CFTC, admitted in 2017, 2018 that the U.S. government was the one rigging the crypto markets. And then the Mt. Gox bankruptcy, they went in and to the bankruptcy court and took all the Bitcoin, not all of it, but big chunks of it, and dumped it at appropriate times to dump the market. They're doing the same thing today. They let the DeFi companies get all levered up and crazy, and then the regulators came in and everything gets crashed. The ultimate crash will be the arrest of the guys in Tether, the shutdown of Tether, which it should be shut down. And there are other cryptos that are really bad, by the way. So keep an eye on that. Really bad news for persistence. They tried to do an upgrade of their core chain, and it failed. The message is the core 1 chain upgrade to version 3 has unfortunately failed. The chain is halted while the team and validators reconvene and decide what are the next steps. Hence, no transactions will be processed in the meanwhile. The team is working on finding the errors and should have a holistic idea of what went wrong. Rest assured, as always, the security of your chain is our topmost priority. As soon as they say that, something's wrong with that. We're gathering all information available and circle back as soon as we have more concrete information on the restart time. Thanks for your patience while we get this taken care of. This is the worst thing a crypto could do, is have a failure of a chain upgrade or a chain fork or anything failed this will permanently be in the history of persistence. I know Michelle White Dove loves it. That's what her spirits were telling her. I have been shying away from it. It's just, there's so many things they talk about doing, but they're just way over their head in so much of it. And this is proof of it. So I don't know what the price is going to do. Let's see what it's doing today. Let's see. Price is not doing much. It's still really low. It's still at 60 cents. I think Michelle recommended it $1.50. It went up. Oh my God! When she got into it and told her people, it went up to $15, and now it's at 60 cents. I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen to it. I stayed away from it because they ICO'd after the U.S. Said don't ICO, so it will never become part of the U.S. infrastructure, but it could be part of the European infrastructure in some way. And they their solution was, okay, we're gonna have a trading platform. We're gonna have all these things, forgetting obviously the number one thing is faith and confidence in the core main chain. You cannot have a failure of your chain, and it just failed. So I don't know. I'm glad I didn't get into that. Anyway, here's a little sign that things might be changing in the very near future. Queen Elizabeth under medical supervision as family gathers. A lot of people have said that the Queen of England must go for humanity to move forward, and it looks like she might be going. 96 years old, supposedly. If they're calling, the Buckingham Palace released a statement after further evaluation on Thursday morning. Doctors for Queen Elizabeth II are concerned for Her Majesty's health following further evaluation this morning. I mean, she's been sick for a long time, but she's still with us. We don't know. The Queen's doctors are concerned for Her Majesty's health and have recommended she remain under medical supervision. If you didn't know, the royal family of England is probably the most evil family in history. Go through the conspiracy side and you'll be shaken. So having her go right at this time, and somebody sent me something that it is the end of another Shemitah year, September in the 20s, 23rd, 24th, 25th, 26th, 27th, something like that. And they love to do their crashes then. Who knows? We'll find out. Lots going on. My take is September 11th, the guts are ripped out of the behind the scenes of the financial markets, and then over the next couple of weeks, we start seeing the ramifications of that. But it's over. So get your metal in your own possession, silver in your own possession. We hope we don't go to war, but the U.S. is doing everything. Every country around the world is doing everything. The elites are trying to start this war. Pentagon admits helping Ukraine forces sink Russian warships. That is cause for Putin to press a couple buttons. I think we're being protected, but we'll find out just how much. I don't know. Clearly, the current administration is completely over their head. They have no freaking clue what they are doing. It's sad for my country. It's sad for the world. But it is what it is. So keep an eye on the war side. You want to join the Private Road and get access to Private Road Update September 2022. Go to roadtoruder.com, hit subscribe today. If you want the free subscription, on the left side, there's Public Road Updates. These are emails I send out almost daily, updates on what's going on. And then if you want to get the behind-the-scenes stuff, subscribe, and I will send you the coolest coin ever made, the Ruda Lives coin, hand-painted heart, double struck with each individually numbered, and a certificate of authenticity. We don't sell these to the public, only to subscribers for a subscription or a renewal to the Private Road. That is at roadtoruda.com. That's all I got for you. I'll talk to you guys later.